Welcome, everybody, to the Traverse Talk Podcast, Episode 1. My name is Mars Bars, and joining me today is ShogunSteph and Eagle Zero. How are you guys today?
I'm good.
Great.
Awesome. All right, so Steph, what the fuck have you been playing recently?
Well, honestly speaking, I've actually had to be playing World of Warcraft for class.
Jesus. That sounds like an interesting class.
That is happening right now. I am TAing for class, and right now we're doing a unit on World of Warcraft, and we play the game for a month, and we engage with it and look at it really critically. So that's what I've been up to. But then for fun, I've recently downloaded Batman Arkham Asylum for free on PlayStation Plus this month, so that was awesome.
Hell yeah, how are you liking that game?
Oh, I love it. I mean, Asylum I love for its, just its claustrophobia. I think Arkham City got away from that feeling. It changed it a lot, but yeah, so.
I love both.
It's been fun, and it's been perfectly timed for the Halloween season, and I love it.
Yeah, I loved both of those games, and I think that Arkham Asylum's strong suit really is just that closed-in area, but I enjoy City as well. Yeah, Eagle, what have you been playing?
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros?
24/7.
Oh, I hear you there, man. I dedicated a lot of time to clearing out that challenge board.
I sit in the back of my lecture this morning, and I just played a bunch of For Glory matches.
Hell yeah.
While my lecture was going on.
Who are your favorite characters to be so far?
I'm really liking Ness, and that's weird because I've never played Ness before, but that's all I'm playing lately is just Ness.
I picked up Ness towards the tail end of Brawl existing, and fuck yeah, Ness. It happened right when I beat Earthbound for the first time, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be Ness.
I think that's why I picked up Ness, because I just played and beat Earthbound over the summer. I guess I feel an attachment to him now.
Yeah, those games, like, you hear such a cult following, and you get jaded to that, and you're like, whatever. But you finally play it, and holy shit.
It's such an adventure.
Yeah, holy shit. And I suggest watching Super Beard Bros. They do a playthrough of Mother 3, the English patch, and I'm loving watching that.
Well, I actually have Mother 3 downloaded. I'm trying to start it. I've been, putting it off for the last few days.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That game, just watching a Let's Play of it, it's a fucked up game.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Love it. And I, as well, have been playing Smash Bros, trying to get down Shulk really, really hard because I beat Xenoblade, so I felt that attachment, and I love it. I am enjoying playing as Shulk because I came from maining Ike in Brawl, so it's nice to have a little bit faster of a character that's similar in power, and once you get down those Monado arts, then shit gets wrecked.
Totally.
Alright, so on Traverse Talk, we're going to be talking about the most recent Famitsu interview with Nomura, and our thoughts and theories on that kind of shit, and we're going to be starting off talking about some worlds, and worlds that I'd like to personally see. If they do the Return to the World a second time, like they did in Kingdom Hearts 2, I would adore having Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and Pirates of the Caribbean 3 played out in those scenarios, especially with the Kraken at the end of Part 2.
Yeah, the Kraken would be a great boss fight.
Yeah.
The set pieces could be amazing if they pulled it off right.
Oh, they could. Just, I loved wandering around the Black Pearl in Kingdom Hearts 2 for as small as it was, but holy shit, the thoughts of being on the Flying Dutchman are amazing. Another world that I would really like to see is Treasure Planet, and that's a highly, highly requested one. But pirates and shit, so whatever.
I've been requesting Treasure Planet since like early 2005. Like, if there was like a history on Game Talk where you could see every one of my posts, I guarantee you'd see Treasure Planet a lot.
I know, and the weird thing is I have only just seen Treasure Planet like as of this year. I think I had never seen it before.
It's pretty good, right?
No, I agree. It was great. So, and I really do think it would fit in, especially with the aesthetic and the art and the feeling of Kingdom Hearts for sure.
Mm-hmm. God, yeah, I really want Treasure Planet.
Hell yeah. All
but,
right.
The one that I am super desperate for, I would kill to have a Star Wars world. Like, that is what, ever since Disney acquired Star Wars, that's all I've been hoping for with Kingdom Hearts 3, and the best part about it is that, Nomura hasn't gone straight out and said no yet, so yeah. I am maintaining hope that this is still going to happen, because I want nothing more than to have a lightsaber Keyblade and run around and kill Heartless with it.
I am on the very opposite end of the spectrum. I even though it's hypocritical because I just talked about like Pirates of the Caribbean and how I liked that, just imagining those the visuals of a Star Wars world mixing with Kingdom Hearts is kind of jarring to me. I didn't exactly.
I would think. I would almost certainly think that they would base it off of Episode 7, and obviously we haven't seen anything of Episode 7 yet, so who knows, maybe Episode 7 is going to have something, interesting, or, that would work well for the Kingdom Hearts timeline. But that is I see where you're coming from with that problem, because, like, Star Wars is set across, the expanse of many worlds, it's not just, stationed on one planet, so that might be, problematic in choosing, where you would set it if you had to pick one place to put it.
See, if they included any of the Star Wars or Marvel things, I would think that it would be like Stitch in Kingdom Hearts 2. It shows up really quickly. It doesn't take X amount of hours, but he got like 2 cutscenes that he was in.
Yeah, maybe you could make like Wolverine like a summon or something. That would be cool. Like, I don't. Meanwhile, I don't want a Marvel planet. I'm not really a fan of Marvel, and especially Avengers and stuff like that. And I know I'm in the minority there, but I don't. That's not something I want to see in Kingdom Hearts. But if they were gonna do an Iron Man summon, that might be fun or interesting, or
See, like a lightsaber Keyblade or a Yoda summon. That would be enough for me, and I wouldn't personally be all like, oh shit, they included too many things in the game that are jarring and new, and I'm old and I only like old things. So those are my views on the kind of Star Wars and Marvel thing. How about you, man?
For Marvel, it's tricky because I don't want to see like a real New York with Avengers.
Dude, yeah.
I don't want that.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
If they wanted to go to a Marvel world, maybe it's kind of like Star Wars. Go to outer space. Guardians of the Galaxy was a hit.
That's true.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I'm pretty much down with the summons or the items. I'm also down for Pixar if they choose.
Oh God, yes. Yes, please. That has so many unyielding possibilities that it is insane. And thinking about the Heartless design for a Monsters, Inc. world is orgasmic.
I'm very selective, though, with my Pixar. Like, I don't want to see Cars or...
Oh, yeah.
Any other... It's Toy Story or bust.
Yeah. Cars is definitely a...
Toy Story would have made for a great world.
Yeah. Now, which Toy Story? Because do we want to see Sora kick this shit out of Sid? I would vote Toy Story 2.
It would be fun. You could have like a pseudo boss battle against like Buzz Lightyear or something if you did the first movie, because Sora would probably make friends with Woody first, and then it would be kind of like the Rinsler fight in Dream Drop Distance.
That's true. You mean but Woody would manipulate? Yeah, with the Prospector.
Yeah, you could do the same with the Prospector.
I was gonna say that you mean Sora wouldn't team up with Woody. Woody would manipulate Sora to kick Buzz's ass. Essentially.
Well, maybe.
Dude, Woody's a rat bastard. I love him. I love Toy Story, but Woody's a manipulative dick. Finding Nemo, take all the animations from Atlantis and do that.
I feel like it'd be hard. Again. Yeah, it'd be hard.
I don't want to see that.
Ever.
Yeah, I don't.
Never.
Do you
no more singing, no more swimming.
Musical level, let's do it.
Let's do it. No, if it would be a musical world, it would definitely be Frozen.
Frozen would have to be you couldn't do a Frozen world without it being a freaking musical, because I don't even think Cody's seen Frozen yet, but I bet he's heard the songs from it.
Yeah, I know that there's something with a snowman and letting go of things, and that is the scope of my knowledge of Frozen.
Yeah, but I mean, I would be okay with, and I would totally support a Frozen world otherwise. I think, you could probably, have, either Elsa or Anna as a party member in the game, and then, you could run around in the, sort of frozen Arendelle and fight off cool Ice Heartless or something, and I think that the story would definitely lend itself very, very well to Kingdom Hearts, especially, with the, the sort of sisterly bond that they have going on, as opposed to, a romantic subplot.
Yeah. So, what do we think about Kingdom Hearts Kai? Kai.
Yes.
I know almost nothing about it.
Yeah, that is exactly the problem, is that they're only making it available in Japanese, and I think there are actually some fan translations online somewhere, but I mean, I haven't looked into them at all, but Kingdom Hearts Kai seems like a total, excuse just to be like, hey, look, we're doing some stuff with Kingdom Hearts. We're not doing anything,
We're definitely not prolonging the release of 3 anymore.
All the stuff we're doing. It's really there, just to placate people, but I don't really see it. I mean, I don't know how they could possibly, make it, part of the canonical story, but then again, they took, Kingdom Hearts Coded, which was, a really, really cheaply made cell phone game, and then they turned around and made it into something a lot bigger than it was with Recoded, and, maybe they'll do something similar with Kai, and, maybe they'll give us an English release of it, but, I mean, I know in Nomura's interviews, he said that, the story of Kingdom Hearts Kai is really important, for understanding Kingdom Hearts 3, but then, then they don't give us an English translation at all, so, how are we supposed to take that? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, my theory on that whole Kingdom Hearts Kai thing, I don't think that the game is going to see a release in the US, but this segues into our next topic, and that would be Dream Drop Distance HD. Now, 2.5 is going to have so much content because 2 and Birth by Sleep are massive.
They're massive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dream Drop Distance doesn't really have that going for it, so what if they just did a movie of Kingdom Hearts
Well, see,
Kai?
that would be different. I mean, they would also have to do everything from scratch, though. I mean, they'd have to make all the assets. They'd have to make all the cutscenes, all the voice recording. They'd have to translate it into English.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I definitely think that would be a good idea because it does seem that they are leaning towards releasing an HD version of Dream Drop Distance. You know, I'm totally in support of that. So I think if they were going to do that, that would be a good idea. Or at least, if not, do like a full-on movie version of it, like 358 over 2 days, or
I think
recoded.
Dream
Maybe
Drop.
even just like, you know, a text summary of it, of what's happening in it. You know, even I would take even that much, you know, from an official source. So.
I definitely think we're going to be playing a Dream Drop Distance HD because the controls and like the touch screen isn't as needed or wonky, I guess, as 358 and Recoded, because I know that that's one of the primary concerns when they made those two into just cinematics.
Right. The assets were just too difficult to convert to the PlayStation system. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like,
do we know how good it sold? Like, how good did Dream Drop Distance sell?
It was close to a launch title, if I believe, but let's go ahead and look at that.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember Birth by Sleep, the reason, like, I talked to people, like, I would recommend the game to play, and they'd be like, oh, I don't have a PSP, I can't play it. Well,
a lot of people had that problem.
Yeah, I can understand porting that to HD, but, like, everybody, not like everybody, but a lot, 3DS has a really big install base. So, I imagine a lot of people, more people have played Dream Drop Distance than Birth by Sleep.
So apparently the global sales for that are 1.36 million, with North America taking up 54.9% of those sales. It sold better here than in Japan.
That's shocking.
Yeah, that's...
That it would sell better here in the States, but, I mean, yeah, that's not like a overwhelming amount of copies, but that's decent. Like, I think that they would definitely be warranted, you know, to make, if they made a PlayStation 3 version, I think it would sell just as well, if not better.
Yeah.
I don't know how labor intensive that would be to convert it, but
I don't think it'd be worth the, like, given the size of the 3DS and, like, porting it over to the PS3, I don't think it'd be worth the $60 price tag or a $40 price tag. I think putting it on the PlayStation Network would be
okay.
Oh, yeah.
$28, $30. But then again, Square Enix isn't really known for doing that.
They don't know how to price things correctly sometimes. Like, they released, I can't even remember the name of it. They released their mobile game for like $30 or something, and it was only available on iOS, and it was like the most ridiculous thing, and it was pay to win, so it was really stupid.
That is. I remember, like, just once on my iTunes when I was maybe like 15, there was a Square Enix game, and I played it on my iPod Classic, and it was something like you take all your songs and make them into like a monster or something like that, and it was turn-based. It was weird. It was really weird. Yeah, and I played it on an iPod Classic.
According to VG charts, Birth by Sleep sold better than Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. That 1.99 million.
Yeah, so never mind. My plan.
Well, it's weird that you say about your friends with their PSPs, because that was me in that same boat, you know?
Exactly, yeah. I had a whole bunch of friends who, you know, I would, you know, rant and rave about how much I love Birth by Sleep, but none of my friends had played it because, you know, nobody in their right mind owned a PlayStation Portable. I mean, I was fortunate enough that my brother, you know, bought one back in the day, so he just had it, and he hadn't used it in probably years, but, you know.
I didn't have one.
Yeah.
Like, I think the week before it came out, I went on eBay. I bought a PSP.
Yeah.
I bought Birth by Sleep on release date, and I tried to play it, and my PSP was like, you need a memory stick. And I was like, oh, you asshole. So I had to go to GameStop and buy it.
And there's
same exact thing.
Expensive too, because you have to buy like Sony brand because they don't use like a regular, you know, memory card or anything.
And they still use the same thing for the Vita, so that's great.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, I still don't own a Vita, but
I caved in and bought one this summer. Yeah.
How is that going for you? I have honestly never spoken to a person who's owned a Vita.
Yeah, right. I love it. Like, I wish Sony would pay attention to it more, because they're kind of not. But so far,
if they gave it one more price drop, I think it might be worth it. If they took like another, $30-$50 off the price, I think it might be worth it. But yeah, they really haven't paid much attention to it in the past couple of years.
Yeah, if you like JRPGs and indie games, it's the system for you. Then yeah.
Do you guys think it would potentially be doing a lot better if Nintendo didn't pretty much own Monster Hunter?
Well, I think Nintendo pretty much owns the handheld market anyway.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You give a kid a Pokemon game and they're set for life, so.
Oh, I gotta buy that too.
Are you gonna be going for Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire?
Sapphire.
Dude, me too, because Pirates.
I had Sapphire as a kid, so.
Yeah, this is the only one I haven't played yet. It's the only generation I've yet to play, so I don't have any memories from childhood, but I am gonna play with one of my friends, and so I can't. I think he played Ruby as a kid. I can't recall, but so I think I'll just take whatever version he's not getting. So I have to ask him about it, but that's coming up pretty soon.
I hope you like Oceans, because.
Oh yeah, that was Hoen's weakest suit. Definitely.
Yeah. I'll be finding out soon enough, I guess.
So, going back to Kingdom Hearts, when the fuck is that game going to release? Kingdom Hearts 3.
Realistically, I'm thinking like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
2016.
Maybe summer 2016 at the earliest.
When is Final Fantasy 15 coming out?
There still isn't a release date for that. And they've been working on that game for 9 years.
I recently saw, isn't Final Fantasy 15 like 50% done? Like that's what they said. Yeah. So when I read that,
I've done my research on 15. I've written about it recently, and they did recently, probably about a month or two ago, they did come out and say, they're like, yeah, we're 50% done with the game, and so I'm like, great, only another 9 years to go until we finally see it.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, fucking, like, it baffles me how they've been working on that title for so long, and you know that it's a year at most away at this point.
At least. I'm giving it at least a year. I'm not really counting on it. I mean, that might be... Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably even being a little too optimistic for Kingdom Hearts release date if I'm saying 2016. 2016 is probably more realistically like Final Fantasy 15's release date, and it's much further along than Kingdom Hearts 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Changing directors is never
but they
a good
did,
sign.
Yeah, but they did switch Nomura over because he had done, his work on 15. Like, he got the project started and he got it ready to go. But he is really needed on the Kingdom Hearts team, so, they switched him over.
That, I'm not too big of a Final Fantasy fan. I'm more apathetic to it. I don't dislike it, don't really care about it. So that news that Nomura was going back to Kingdom Hearts was music to my ears. My honest guess is that there's going to be a Dream Drop Distance release next year, and then 2016, the tail end of it. That's my guess for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
I know on our little Facebook group, I've ranted once or twice, or probably 5,000 times, about how there's supposed to be a yearly Kingdom Hearts game every year, and that's what I'm sticking by.
Well, yeah, they were doing that for a while, and I mean,
No, it's still going on.
I
Last
guess
year we
it's
got
still ongoing. I mean, like this year they're cutting it close. December they're gonna release. Well, I mean, I guess 2.5 is already out in Japan, but it'll be out here in December, and then so that leaves next year up for grabs. That would probably be a good spot for a Dream Drop Distance remake, but who knows?
Isn't Birth by Sleep also getting a sequel?
Volume 2.
Yeah.
I think that was in the final mix ending cutscene
Yeah.
of Birth by Sleep, and then it kind of just went away. And I think the
right.
Ultimania talked about it briefly.
I think it's been they've kind of hinted at it, but I feel like, I mean, I would love, for them just to make a direct sequel and pick up, exactly where it left off. But I have a feeling it's more likely that all of Birth by Sleep's loose ends are going to be, picked up and tied off nicely in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, aside from Mickey...
I think that's much more likely.
Yeah, aside from Mickey doing Mickey things, where could Birth by Sleep Volume 2 really take us, aside from Aqua just dicking around?
All the heroes are, dead or scattered.
Yeah.
So...
Introduce more heroes.
Then that adds, 5 more spin-off games.
Just bring a new trio in, exactly. That's just what we need.
5 more
More
spin-off
trios.
games, Kingdom Hearts 3
Where I
releases.
can play as Ansem the Wise. Doing lab stuff.
Yes, let's play as Ansem, Evan, and the Enzo.
That game would just be QuickTime event, mixing
it would just be
beakers.
solve this chemistry
Yeah.
problem.
Find out the mysteries of the heart. Press X to mix the beaker, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Mix beaker A with beaker C, and get beaker, G or whatever.
Birth by Sleep Volume 2 coming this fall to a theaters near you. That's yeah. Alright, so in that Famitsu article, we were told that Sora and possibly other playable characters will be getting new costumes and abilities. And abilities is kind of a no-brainer, but what kind of costume designs would you guys like to see?
More zippers.
More zippers, more belts.
More zippers, more belts, more black. I don't know. The costume. It doesn't really change the gameplay much, I guess. Unless they're making, the form system again or whatever, where they change costumes.
I don't think there is going to be a form system.
I'm sure there's going to be something.
There's going to be something, but the
No,
drives...
they did say that, I think maybe not the costumes, though I'm sure to some extent there will be, but that the Keyblades will have, transformative properties more like they did in Birth by Sleep. So, we might be riding our, Keyblades as skateboards now, so...
Yeah!
And we saw that in the demo they released, the tech demo they released, I think it was a year ago now.
Yeah.
Where it turned into guns. Yeah.
Yeah, that Keyblade gun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys happen to notice that in that demo that the path to the forest and the castle and shit, that was closed off? That's weird. I mean, it's a demo build. I doubt we're going back to Twilight Town, but still. It was weird.
I doubt we're going back to Twilight Town, but we better go to Mount Olympus again. If that's happening.
You know what? I could deal with that. I love those Colosseum levels. That's... you hear...
I hated the Colosseum in Kingdom Hearts 2. It was just so... I hated the design of it. I didn't like it at all.
What about the Underworld?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I hated the tournaments. The Underworld itself was awesome. I mean, I loved skateboarding around in the Underworld and, fighting things with Orin. That was probably the best part of the game, but I didn't like the way they redesigned the tournaments. I think they just got needlessly complicated.
Yeah. I know, I know it's a tech demo, but I better get a full-on Gods versus Titan.
Dude,
I know.
that's what I want to
was
see if they brought it back.
That was a great scene, for sure.
riding Big Thunder Mountain. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I mean, like, riding roller coasters in the middle of the sky with no structural support. I mean, that's cool.
Fuck it, it's Kingdom
Or
Hearts.
pirate ships. I mean, hey, let's do it.
We don't. I think intellectually, I think we know the basic story structure, but my motto when it comes to Kingdom Hearts is just fuck it, whatever. All right.
I don't even really know what's going on with the story anymore. Dream Drop Distance made it kind of confusing, and I sort of lost what's going on. But I don't really care. I'm just happy to play it. And maybe
Birth by Sleep cleared up everything. I thought Birth by Sleep cleared up everything for me.
Birth by Sleep was super clear about what it would do.
I get it. And then Dream Drop Distance happened, and I was like, all right, starting to get a little shaky. And then
I don't know what's going on anymore.
The whole X reveal, I was like, are you kidding me? What's going on?
I think it's just interesting that they drop so many lore mechanics, I guess you would call it, in a handheld game. Because now there's fucking time travel, there's the reclusant sigil and all that shit. Just why are you doing this in a handheld game?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make whatever? The damage is already done.
It's the die has been cast.
All right, and then our last topic, 3 campaigns. With Birth by Sleep, we got to play 3 separate campaigns, and do we think that in Kingdom Hearts 3 this will be a returning thing? And my vote is yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, presumably Sora, Riku, and Kairi? I mean, is that, fair to say?
But hopefully it's Sora, Riku, and Axel.
I would much prefer to play as Axel over Kairi any day, yeah.
I would think
or,
since...
be able to play, at least segment... I don't want it to be a full-on storyline where, you play as all 3 characters, the whole way through. I would much rather do something where it's like, you play as Sora 75% of the time, but then there are segments.
Yeah.
Or you do play as Kairi, or you do play as Ventus, or whoever, whoever happens to be there at the time, if Sora gets incapacitated in some way. So that's the way I would like to see. Yeah, I mean, whatever, who cares? Let's make all the characters playable. But yeah, I would like to see it that way. I don't want to see it full on Dream Drop Distance style where you alternate between characters, intermittently. That worked for that game. That's not going to work for, the full-on Kingdom Hearts 3, but, experimentally that worked. And the same with Birth by Sleep. That was really strategic in the way it told 3 different stories. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 3 needs to do that, but it would be nice, We've already played as most of these characters by this point anyway. It would be fun to revisit that, if only, in small story segments, or maybe even do a tournament thing or whatever they did in 358 over 2 days, where you could play as, everybody in your organization, some kind of battle mode or something.
Playing as Donald in 358 was the most janky, awful experience ever. Donald and Goofy sucked in that game. Everybody else was awesome, but...
I never tried, so...
I was joking about playing as Axel instead of Kairi, but, I really hope they do, fix Kairi, and not she's broken, but I feel like she's super underdeveloped.
The character's been really wasted.
Oh, yeah.
Cody and I sort of had this conversation before, I think, where, I sort of, kind of went off on this tangent about, Kairi could have been a, really, really awesome character, but then they go and they just, set her on Destiny Island for 5 games, and they don't even, check up on her at all, so we have no idea what she's doing, how she's doing. Yeah, she could be, a badass warrior princess by this point, but she's not. She hasn't done anything, and that is the game's design fault.
I definitely hear you. And my thoughts on the separate campaigns, I would imagine since we have all these colorful characters and we haven't had a spin-off game where we save Aqua or Ventus, so why not just for the first maybe roughly 15 hours of the game, you just, I don't know, complete a world as Sora, Donald, and Goofy, a world as Riku, Mickey, or Lee, with Kairi interchangeable in either of those groups, whatever, and you play to X point, you get Aqua in X storyline, and then, you know, you'll eventually be able to have a team of Aqua, Ventus, and Lee, or Riku, Mickey, and Kairi.
Mm-hmm.
And that, it kind of
Unless you're
segments.
getting super Final Fantasy up.
Yeah, and then
Mr. Anti-Final Fantasy.
I didn't say anti, man. Come on.
But that is basically how, you know, some Final Fantasies run, you know.
You know, the shameful
your
thing
party
is
has to split up. Pick which teammates you want to go with you.
Yeah.
Pick which teammates you're gonna send, you know, to Mount Doom or whatever.
you know, shamefully, and this is probably the worst thing to say, but the only Final Fantasies that I've played are about half of 7 and 13. And I hated 13. Hated 13.
No wonder you don't like Final Fantasy.
You gotta play.
You haven't played any of the good ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
6, 9, 10, play those ones. 8 is also very good, but not necessary. It has a weird battle system.
I mean, they're all available on PSN, and that's where I have 7, because I grew up with Nintendo, and when I say I grew up with Nintendo, I had this weird gap where I never had a Super NES, so I didn't get the Final Fantasy 6, I believe. Wasn't it called 4 here?
Yes.
Yeah. So I bought Final Fantasy 7 on PSN just because fucking, I guess that's a game that everybody has to play. I got halfway through it.
It's on the same lists that you would find, like, Ocarina of Time. So, it is, you know, something you should play before you die. But it's by no means do I think it's the best Final Fantasy.
So, to wrap this all up, I guess we could talk about Kingdom Hearts 2.5. I mean, we know what to expect, and as fans of Kingdom Hearts, we knew what was in the final mix when they first came out, and now that it's all on this compilation package, are there anything that you guys are super stoked for?
Just playing 2 in HD. That's all I want. Yeah. I mean, like, when 1.5 came out, I was like, alright, I'll buy it. This is alright. But I'm really just waiting for 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not as excited. Like, I mean, I've always found the first game to be the best one. Like, I've always liked it the most. So, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 sort of, like, distanced me because I thought it was too flashy. But I am excited because I am going to be able to, like, probably convince all my friends to play it now. So now I'm going to have more people to talk about Kingdom Hearts with. So that's what I'm looking forward to. You know, I'll get my roommate to play it. I'll get my other friend to play it. So.
And also just playing Birth by Sleep on a...
Birth by... Yeah, okay. Okay, that's where I'm excited, because otherwise Birth by Sleep is my favorite. So I am super pumped to see that one in full screen, you know, 2 analog sticks to use, and I'm definitely looking forward to that one more, probably, than even, you know, playing Kingdom Hearts 2 in HD. So, but I am excited for it.
I'm stoked.
I don't know so much about the movie though. Recoded in movie form. I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, so from what I've heard, there are 2 very important plot elements in these final endings, and I think one of them comes from.
I do think they were putting new secret endings in.
Yeah.
that were not in any of the original games. So, like, they're even, brand new scenes for, everybody who's played everything. So that is something to look forward to as well.
So, spoiler alert to anybody listening to this, but at the very end of Recoded, I guess that there is a scene with Maleficent and Pete, and they're talking about some sort of fucking magical book that's apparently a new plot point that's going to connect with Kingdom Hearts Kai. Yay, a new plot point. New plot point.
Well, at least it's not time travel. I mean, imagine a little more
we jumped through that hoop.
Oh, wait, I remember what I'm excited about. I think I just read it the other day. Birth by Sleep is getting capes. Yeah.
Yes. I remember because they wanted to put the capes on them, but the PSP hardware just simply couldn't handle it. Oh, but the PlayStation 3 definitely can.
Yeah, they're so
Really?
good in that ending too.
Okay.
I know. They look so much cooler with their capes.
Oh my
it's
god.
Not even a question how much cooler they are.
I did not know this. And now I have no more head. It exploded. It's gone.
Capes, game of the year.
Yep. For that reason alone.
Oh, I hear ya. Alright, so let's wrap it up. I've been Mars Bars. I'm on my channel Mars Bars, and I do videos about ways to cheat your way to complete games, and that's me.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. I am ShogunSteph, and you can find me at my blog. I'll have a link up for you.
And this was Eagle Zero, and you can't find me anywhere.
Yes, thank you for being our guest this week.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I'd like to point out that if this does go anywhere, people will find you.
Oh, they will find you.
They'll find you. Like, if we get a dedicated group of like
You'll be
1,000 people,
once
yeah.
we become famous.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.